So if you saw the last video, we picked up 12 abandoned jet skis, and half of them are locked up, half of them, or one of them doesn't have a motor, and the rest turn over by hand. So we're gonna see, we got a battery and some jumper cables and some of this, which I know you're not supposed to use this on two-stroke, but we're just gonna, all we're trying to do is see if they pop off, see if we even have something to start with before we even try to dig into fixing any of them. So for starters, this one's locked up, so we're gonna start with this one because this one is not locked up.
I don't know if this one's gonna run.
You don't think?
No, there's some
there's
stuff unplugged out of this computer box.
Some of the wires look burnt too.
Yeah, the wires are like burnt. But okay, well we'll move on to the old SPX over here.
Okay. So moving on to the next one. This one looks a lot more promising other than the start button. I pushed it and now it doesn't come back, and that might be a problem because it's not just a start button, it's also a stop button, so that might cause some goofiness with whatever systems this thing has.
Button, sir. Oh, she's gonna rev way up. Good enough for me. Okay. Runner.
Oh, just needs a carb.
Yeah, it just needs a carb. She's a little rough, you know, but could be worse. Could be worse.
Okay, so that one ran, kinda, without a carburetor. That one, we can't figure out what the deal is with it. It doesn't do anything. There's a little light that pops on the dash. It's missing a jet pump, so maybe that has something to do with it. That one over there, it's kind of rigged. Can't really figure it out. All these are just basket cases. This one, it's all there. There's water in the cylinders, and there's probably water in the bottom end. But we've got the battery hooked up to it. So let's see what it does.
Oh, that was a good one. Oh, it landed directly on me. The wind blew it this way. Oh no. It's all over me. It's all over the GoPro. It's all over the back of my neck.
Hey, the good thing is though, it looks oily.
Yeah, it does actually.
That's probably why it's not locked up.
That's very strange. I'm just gonna try to bump it. It's like, you know, when you shoot the things at 4th of July or New Year's out of the tubes on the ground.
Boom,
the
boom, boom. Oh yeah, there's definitely water in that bottom end.
Wow. It's kind of fun this way. You ready? I'm just gonna send it.
Just send it. I am drenched.
Look at my hands. Look at the GoPro. Worth it. Definitely.
Okay, well now we can probably, I think we got most of the water out.
The jet ski's a different color now. Cool.
So I think now we're gonna go ahead and try and spray some kind of go-go juice in there and see what it does. I think we need to rinse it out a little more though.
Yeah, we'll rinse it out a little more, and when we're ready to.
But the good news is that water was super oily, so that bottom end is probably in good shape, and the top end. So somebody knew what they were doing. They probably filled it with like 2-stroke oil or something after they ran it.
Yeah, and then it got rained in, but the oil kind of saved it, I guess.
Oh no, where are the spark plugs?
We just washed them off. Right. Brake clean right there. Ready?
Good. Jump box. right, spray some juice in it. This is the throttle.
All right, we're gonna do a spark test, but there's carb clean sitting everywhere, and I was like, I don't think that's a great idea.
Be scared.
Yeah, well, I've had bad fire experience, so ingenuity.
Got spark, and I got carb clean in my eyes.
Yeah, it does have
spark.
Contact.
I'll pull that while you crank it. I'll just hold my foot on the button.
Yeah, hold your foot on the button. And I got throttle. Or, yeah, do about half. Yeah, right. Yeah, sure.
How is that? We got 3 batteries hooked to this thing.
All right, so what we're gonna do is turn it over one more time, let it run, and then we'll pull the plugs out, leave them out, and through tomorrow, maybe the next day, let the cylinders and stuff dry out. It needs it. Ready?
Our batteries are giving up.
It's hydrolocking. Jump box is dying. It's hooked to a bad battery, which is hooked to thin cables, which is hooked to a Geo Metro, so it's not exactly an ideal setup. Ready? Good. All right, that's good enough for me. It ran for a total of like 3 or 4 seconds. So, yeah.
Well, turned out to be a not so great success. Got 2 of them to do something, so I guess that's a start. So the plan is we're gonna get those 2. It's that one and that one right there. We're gonna pick them up and we're gonna put them on this trailer and then pull them into the shop. Well, clean them up first, then pull them into the shop, and then there we'll see what kind of extensive work we have to do to get them in riding condition. Now, this is a GTS, and it's only got like a kind of a sadly small engine for how big it is. It's a 3-seater. In fact, that one has a bigger engine, and those aren't even that fast. So if we do get this one in lake condition, it's going to be really slow, but it'll be cool knowing that it went from this to being on the lake. So I was really hoping to get this one, or get one of these running so that I could put the engine into this one, because this one is really nice. But so far it looks like this is the only one we're going to get going at the moment, and we don't want to pull the motor out of it because this one is actually kind of rare. The graphics are really nice on it. Maybe it'll clean up kind of nice and it'll be a nice looking jet ski, but we'll see. We still always have these though, and all these other ones to do something with, if for parts, if nothing else. So
the next day.
All right, we're back again today. Today we got the GTS in the shop because it's showing the most promising signs of life. All it needs, well, maybe all it needs is a carb, and we've got 2 over there on those GTIs out there, not on the Camry. Corey's, in the meantime, he's gonna be messing with the double trailer. He's just look at that and take a guess what he's doing. Yeah, he's gonna put some new boards, and he's gonna recover the boards so that this trailer will be a perfectly safe and non-damaging way to haul his 2 jet skis over there. And these 2 trailers, this one just kind of sucks. It looks like it was built out of a erector set kit. Basically, it's all bolted together. This one's okay. So these 2 are probably gonna go to good use for one of the smaller ones. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab a carb off of one of those other ones, slap it on here. Well, see if I'm gonna probably go ahead and clean it up a little bit first, and then put some gas in it, and then put it on here and see if it'll run. And if it does and it seems okay, I'll get down to the business of draining whatever's in that fuel tank and perhaps plumbing it and see if we can get this thing running. Okay, so I've got a carburetor. This is not off of one of the GTIs. The GTIs actually turned out to have something a little bit different. This came off a 92 SP that was locked up.
Same engine though, it's a 587.
Yeah, it has the same engine, same exact carburetor, so this should work perfect. Only issue that I found with it so far is this this nipple here was broke off for the fuel pump pulse. So I took one off of one of the GTIs, which actually did have the same cover there. So I swapped it over. Carburetor doesn't look too bad inside. I opened it up and looked in there, and it doesn't look terrible, so I'm not going to go too crazy with it. Now, the tank is full of fuel, so I'm currently in the process of pumping all that out. Once I get all the old fuel out of it, I'll put some fresh fuel in it, put that carburetor on it. Also, I know this fuel valve works because if you turn it off, I got this hooked to the fuel line, and if you turn it off, it doesn't breathe. So I'm still kind of figuring all this out, but I don't know. I think it'll run. We'll see. It's a good thing I decided to drain the tank, because now we've got this suspicious looking stuff coming through it now. Ew. And it's still like half full, so we're gonna be here a while.
1 million, zillion, jillion, dillion, cotillion times later.
Okay, so very long story short, I've spent the past couple days sucking all the bad fuel out of this tank. And it was full. And that's a 8-gallon tank, and it was full of just absolute trash. Cleaned all that out, and I primed the fuel lines with some fresh fuel. I put 5 gallons of fresh gas and some oil in it. I got a carburetor in there. That's another long story short in itself. I got 2 of the lines on, but the pulse line is giving us a hard time. Corey's trying to see if he can get it on. How's it going?
Not good.
Looks like you're halfway on. Corey's got the XP on a trailer. This is the one that we were messing with that was spitting water in our face. But we're gonna figure this out, rig up a battery, and we'll see what happens. We're gonna have to figure out a key situation too. Easy. Okay, ready? That's healthy.
It's smoking now.
Oh my goodness. That's not smoke, that's vape, brother.
Gonna get time. No problem.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That was a lot. None of that. Don't make it throw. You got too much fuel in it. It doesn't need choke. That was a lot of fuel. Hey, I think it might have primed itself.
I don't know if that was, oh, I cannot see a thing over there. I don't know if that was running on its own fuel or if it was just running on the like
Gallon you poured
fuel.
in there.
Yeah.
Using the rag around it. Do that while you do this ready. Whatever those lines are backwards.
They are backwards. They are backwards. Okay. I'm an idiot. Lines are backwards. We're gonna fix that real quick and we'll be back. Alright, we reverse the lines.
Let's try to see it do itself first, and then if not, we'll splash it.
We've reversed the lines, so now the fuel line is actually going where it belongs. And let's see what we can do now.
Yes, the fuel valve does work, in case you might be wondering.
Yep. Hey!
Give us a throttle.
Oh, carburetor's working. Go. Yeah, I think it's ready for the lake. Well, I need to fix that throttle.
Yeah. So
it's got a very high idle because the throttle's kind of sticky.
So he doesn't know anything about jet skis because last year was the first year he rode it, or rode a jet ski, and I know very little other than two things, which I only told him one. The one being that jet ski carburetors don't have floats like four-wheelers or normal carburetors. The second thing is they do have an elevated idle out of the water, so you want to set the idle up higher than you think it really should be, because when you put it in the water, it's going to idle down a lot.
Oh yeah.
So, but that is definitely too high. Yeah. That's like on the verge of running away high. Yeah. So we need to address that.
And I need to get the choke working.
Yeah, hook the choke up.
But we know it runs, so we can actually do all these little things, clean it up,
and it revs.
It revs really good. So I think it's gonna be a good little bike, boat, whatever you know. Before guy, I said bike.
Personal watercraft.
Personal watercraft. There we go. Well, I guess now we'll see what we can do with this one. Maybe not today, but in this video, perhaps. I decided to, try to start it just because I could. And then I'm messing with the throttle linkage and whatnot. And now it talks to you, and Alright, so it's the next day. Got this thing out of the shop. Got a pressure washer. I'm gonna try and clean this thing up. Also, just now off camera, hooked the battery to it and hit the start button, and it fired right off like nothing happened. Just like you saw last night. This thing is just absolutely loyal already. Anyways, let's see if we can get this thing to clean up. Okay, so it's actually cleaning up kinda okay, except for these little spots of mold. They're kind of stubborn. So I'm gonna try and spray some of this on there, let it soak a little bit, just give it a nice little coat. And if it cleans up good enough, I might actually try to buff it if it needs it. Okay. It's actually cleaning up pretty well. I'm pretty impressed. Aside from that, I don't know if I'm gonna do anything about that really. It's not perfect yet, still got a lot more to do. Like I gotta get in these little small areas here. But I mean, just look. We went from this. Yeah. We went from this to this. Wow. And it runs. Such a shame. Somebody, I don't know what the story is on this thing. I think somebody was doing some carburetor work to it and they just never got done with it. And they just said, screw it. I'm gonna go ahead and get this side all cleaned up, get the whole thing cleaned up. Save you guys the boredom, and I'll show you guys what it looks like later. All right, I got this thing all cleaned up best I can. Clean the engine compartment a little bit. Clean the exterior. Fix the trailer. The trailer, this thing was sitting there and there was way too much weight on the back and not enough tongue weight at all. So I put it there and it's a little better. This may be the tow pig of choice because, well, it's all I have. I don't have a truck. I want to get one, but and I just drove it around the block and it pulls it kind of okay. It's definitely going to be sketch, but what can you do? So now I'm going to go ahead and finish putting the air box back together and whatnot, tidy it up. I think it'll be ready for the lake. So sorry for the somewhat lack of content there. We were so busy and I just forgot to film. Plus my phone was dying, so I really couldn't film. But the plan is tomorrow, it's Friday now, so tomorrow, Saturday, we're gonna take them to the lake. I didn't really show it because I forgot to film it, but Corey got that yellow XP going a little bit. Not quite as good as the GTS that I got going, but he got it going good enough that it'll do something on the water. So we're gonna bring them to the lake tomorrow and see what they do. I'm gonna haul the GTS with the Geo, 1995 Geo Metro. It's gonna haul the 1996 GTS. That's the biggest thing I'm worried about, really. The Geo really doesn't have any power. It's really not meant to tow anything, but it came with a tow hitch on it, so you can't not, right? My biggest concern is trying to pull the ski out of the boat launch whenever I load it back onto the trailer. But anyway, so stick around the next couple days. I should have a video up on how the lake went. And thanks for watching.